excited is it to be back on the field with these guys going through drills and being one of the guys again?
Yeah, it's great. I got cleared a while back, and now I'm just I'm rolling with the boys now, and it feels like I'm back to being myself again. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the season. I'm looking forward to. I think this is the most excited I've been for OTAs in my life. This is the biggest hiatus I've had without playing ball, so I'm pumped.
What are the stages mentally through a process like that? It's not the first time you've had kind of the long-term injury. You said this is the longest. From the time it happened to getting cleared, what are the things a player, a person has to go through kind of mentally to get back to where you are physically?
Yeah, I feel like it was it's those trials and tribulations that really kind of mature you as a person, as a player. And, it was a tough rehab. And I feel like now that I'm on the other side of it, looking back, it's you're kind of grateful for those experiences because it formed you, into the person you are today.
And what was the toughest part of rehab? Was it psychological? Was it physical, spiritual? What was the most difficult challenge for you?
I think probably all of the above. You in those moments you try to look at all the silver linings that you can in order to make it make sense a little bit. And still at the end of the day, you are still questioning, why. And, that's why you dive into the faith. And that's kind of what I did. And, it was a very challenging time for a few months. And, you want to be a part of the winning that was going on. And, as much as I was a part of the team, when you're not really there, you don't really feel like you're a part of it. So when I kind of was able to get back on my feet again, that's why I was trying to just be as involved as I could. Yeah.
A two-part question, Hutch. Do you feel like realistically, had they made the Super Bowl, you would have been able to return? And how inspirational was it to see the defense completely gutted out and to continue to keep it going and going and going? Mm-hmm. How was that to watch that as well? And do you feel like you would have been ready had they reached the Super Bowl?
Yeah, watching the defense, it was, it was inspiring, there's dudes rolling out there that it was like, I'm sure y'all didn't even know their name. And coaches, my coach he was like, dude, I got guys out there that just got here 3 days ago, and it was, but to see the way they played is a testament to AG and a testament to those guys buying into what we were doing. And as far as if I was going to play in the Super Bowl, I guess we'll never know,
What did you miss the most when you weren't able to play for that extended period?
Say it one more time, sorry.
What did you miss the most when you weren't able to play for that extended period?
What did I miss the most? I think last year was the most fun I've had in the defensive line room, just with the guys we had. We had a great coach. Just everything. It was like from OTAs to camp. I feel like, a lot of football can be monotonous and you're doing the same thing every day, film, Wednesday, first, second down, Thursday, third down. It just gets kind of boring after a lot of weeks of that. And but when you have the kind of guys that we have here, it's it made the season go by so fast and kind of that off-season, everything. So I think that's really what I missed the most. As far as, aside from playing football and dominating, it was that kind of bond and, just the joking around every day, not making life too serious, and I feel like that just makes the days a lot more enjoyable.
What was the genesis of Unbreakable? How did that kind of come up, and is that something that's still inspiring you? And having your family as close as they are and here, how much did that help you in those 3 months that were the most challenging?
Yeah, I feel like going through that injury, you kind of, for a while, I feel like I was just numb kind of to just things, because I had this vision of how the season was going to go, and it was going that way, and then boom, that's over. And I feel like for a while I kind of was a little bit, you get in that victim mode a little bit. Guys come up to you, they're like, hey man, you doing all right? Oh, it's just and then people kind of reinforce it. And so after a little bit of time, I kind of just, had a little heart-to-heart with God. And, I just, one of those nights where you're laying in bed and, it's just a lot's going through your head and you're emotional. And I don't know, I feel like it was like some divine, not like I came up with Unbroken, but I feel like it was some divine like intuition to instill that in me. And that was a thought that I had and carried it through. And we were able to make some merch with the House of Hutch stuff and kind of inspire. And now I'm able to use that to inspire a lot of the heroes that we work with in the hospital. And it's kind of, you get a little bit of that relatability that I didn't quite have before.
Just that add perspective. I mean, the people you work with on a daily, on an annual basis to know what they're going through, what they're fighting through. A broken leg is horrific. It's a tough thing to overcome, but maybe how does it compare perspective-wise to what, the people you work with?
For sure. I mean, I feel like before, I've never stayed in a hospital in my life. So staying in a hospital for a couple days in Dallas, it was one of the most miserable experiences I probably had in my life. And just going through that itself, I was like, dude, these kids who are in there for 30 days at a time, getting their treatments, and the parents that are in there with them, I feel like that perspective, like you talk about, it makes me just understand more, and I didn't really before, and I just got a little taste of it. So you talk about the silver linings of the injury, and that's kind of one of them. Is a lot of that kind of philanthropic work I do. I feel like this injury is kind of, especially when I was in it and I was at the hospital, I was at the hospital a few months into the injury, and it was like, I don't know, I feel like, again, that relatability was just at an all-time high.
Is there a milestone here along this rehab where you thought, okay, I am going to get back to where I was?
Say it one more time. Was there a milestone?
Has there been a milestone where you realize, okay, I am going to get back to where I was, or I'm feeling like this is the next step?
Yeah, I feel like my rehab, I really didn't have very many setbacks. It was kind of just a steady, gradual climb. And then, yeah, I always knew I was going to be back. I mean, that was never that concern because it was just a couple of bones. But obviously, I got a little impatient with it sometimes. But I always knew the end was near.
Is there another milestone coming? I mean, what's the next, I guess, hurdle for you in terms of getting back to doing everything?
I'm fully cleared. Yeah.
You talked about it a little bit earlier, just the pace that you were on, like realizing what kind of season you were having. I mean, let's be honest, you were on an MVP, season. Is there any extra motivation having that taken away from you, the way it was heading into this year to pick up where you left off, or maybe even exceed what you were doing last year?
Yeah, I would say there's motivation not from it getting taken away, but me putting that on tape, and I had a lot of growth in those first 5 games to where I feel like you evolve as a player and things were clicking at a high level, and I had a lot of thoughts at the time that were like, if I'm thinking about a golf swing, you have the good swing thoughts going on. Like that's kind of pass rush, and I have these good pass rush thoughts, good things going on, and I feel like that's just going to carry over, and I'm going to continue to build on that. And so I think a lot of people, believe that is kind of like my ceiling, but I still believe that I'm going to continue to push for those greater heights. And, I'm 24, I'm still a young dude, and I think I have a lot of, I don't think that's the peak. That's the point.
I have a couple questions. I'm just wondering, first, what's your thoughts on the team drafting Tyreek, and then 2, your thoughts on the new locker room, the revamped locker room?
Yeah, Tyreek's been great. Great addition. Unfortunate that he's a Buckeye, but we love drafting those Buckeyes, man. Buckeyes and Bama dudes. Yeah, I mean, he's great. Yeah, we'll say, I feel like it's so new, he's only been here for a week or 2 now. So, and the locker room's great. Yeah, I mean, You can buy nice stuff when you win games. That's for sure.
What has this done in terms of your gratitude?
One more time.
What has this injury changed in terms of your gratitude?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you get injured, or even not even to my severity, if you're off the field, it's right when you step back on it. It's you get to do what you love again, and eventually, I think that naturally fades over time, and you try to be as grateful as you can, but I don't think anybody in the game of football will ever be as grateful when I come back in that first game and I get to play football and I get to do it on the big stage again. But I mean, that's what it's all about. It's the comeback. I'm back, but it's just being able to do what I love again on the biggest stage. Just that's what sets my heart on fire right there.